Okay, Joe, a couple of days. They're going to kick the ball off in Indianapolis. The Miami Dolphins.
Finally here.
And the Colts. We get to see some real football finally. And first, certainly, we got to talk about our sponsor, Ed Morse, Sawgrass Auto Mall. Great guys there, but let's get on to the game right now. I think this is an interesting game in a lot of ways. We've seen the Dolphins in the preseason. We haven't seen the starting guys play together at all at one point in this preseason. So there's a lot to digest going into this football game.
Welcome to the new NFL. Just get everybody healthy for that opener, and that's where the Dolphins are.
But I look at the injury report. The Dolphins have about 8 or 9 guys in the injury report when they first brought it out. I'm looking at the Colts. They only got one guy on the injury. So you doctor. Look, I understand you can play around with the injury list and all this kind of stuff. But my God, I'd like to see on the opening day where you're not worried if Darren Waller is going to play. Yeah. You're not going to know if Tyreek's going to play much. And all these. Austin Jackson, is he going to play? I would like to be comfortable knowing that all those guys are going to set foot on the field and make an impact.
Well, the coach has pretty much said his belief most of those guys are going to play. The one I'm not sure about is Darren Waller, who missed a practice, little hip injury. And that, but those guys all coming back, Austin Jackson being back. You realize that starting 5 offensive line has not played together. No. This will be the first time with Austin back at right tackle that they'll play together in this game. And I think they're kind of the key to this whole thing, Bo. That starting 5 on that offensive line, not only they're productive and getting comfortable with each other, but also staying healthy throughout the season.
Yeah, and look, Austin Jackson's a big piece, and he hasn't played at all of a live.
No.
And so, that to me is a big concern. And look, Xavien on the other side, he's going to be a good player, but, this is going to be a big test for him. Play the whole game, and he's got to mention it. He's going to get beat. He's going to have some issues. But the one thing I know about him is when he gets beat, he comes back, fixes it. And so I feel really good about him. But the combination of him and Austin Jackson, who hasn't played a snap all preseason, it kind of concerns me a little bit because that offensive line, Joe, I think everybody knows that needs to be a strength of this football team from day one, in particular if you want to keep Tua Tagovailoa on his feet during the course of the season.
So it's interesting. It does start with the offensive line because, hey, you got to run the football better than you did a year ago, inside and outside. Everybody's wondering about the Tyreek and Jalen Waddle on the outside, which I'm with you. I want to get the 22-23 offense passing game down the field back in it. But they're going to have to run the football better if they're going to do that. But, hey, make no mistake about it. It's a job of that coaching staff offensively to find ways to get those guys on the outside on quick slants, takeoffs, down the, corner routes, deep crossing routes, all those routes that were so successful before last year.
You have any concern on Achane? We haven't seen him in the preseason. He's been dinged up, and how dinged up we don't know because we never see that part of it. But he certainly has been on the list for a while here. If he comes out sputtering, are you thinking about, hey, Ollie Gordon looked pretty good? I'd like to see Ollie.
I'm with Ollie Gordon all day.
I'd like to see Ollie get 10 carries minimum in this game,
I'm with you.
No matter what. And if you give him the rock and he's getting 3, 4, 5, this guy can block. This guy can catch the football. He can run with power. He can run with speed. And we haven't seen a guy like that for a long time. And look, maybe we've seen the preseason phenomena, the preseason game phenomena come and go. And but to me, he looks like the real deal.
He is. Hey, and Achane's got his place. He's going to have a big year with that great speed.
Yeah.
When he did play before he missed all this time, he looked great. He's going to be a big part of this, but they're not going to wear him out by having him play. And you got, he comes in 191 pounds, and then you got Ollie Gordon coming in at 225, 230 pounds, man, with power. I think they could really complement each other, keeping drives going, inside, outside, all the things. But, hey, Achane's very important in the passing game too, coming out of the backfield.
Speaking of the passing game, we got to go to Tua. Tua's got to play. Tua's got to be able to get the ball out quickly, and we've seen that in training camp. Although in the game that he played for a couple series, the first couple series looked pretty disheveled. But I don't really take much about that. I think he's ready to go. I think the timing side of it, to me, the concern is, if you don't have Darren Waller, you don't have a tight end in this game. Because look, Julian Hill, God bless him, doesn't catch the ball very well. Tanner Connor, well, is he gonna hold up or whatever? So to me, that may be the key to this offense because I'm gonna go back to what we've talked about a long time. The two deep defense. Just beat the goddamn thing. But you kind of need to have somebody, a tight end, that can penetrate the middle to pull some of those safeties down a little bit. So if you don't have that, they get a little carte blanche. And Luan Aramo, the new defensive coordinator, he's a whiz in the secondary.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a tough chore for those guys to get the passing game going, unless they've got a little help in that tight end spot.
Well, I'll tell you, this Waller thing is one of the strangest things I have ever seen since covering this team. He may end up being great. He's going to be 33 here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But, Bo, he has not played. He's missed 2 camps in a row.
Yeah.
He didn't play last year. He retired. Comes back this year. He hasn't played at all. Hasn't practiced against other teams. No preseason.
Yeah.
And they're bringing along slowly. Now he got a little hiccup with a little injury here in the last couple of days. And we're counting on this guy, and they have him number 1 on the depth chart. And you're like, wow. How much can you count on a guy, Bo, and for not being around? And he's going from 0 to 90, man.
Yeah,
I
don't know how you do that because I haven't seen him run a route at all. I haven't seen him run a route at any point during this training camp.
There is a chance, Bo, that they're going to call up one of their 2 tight ends from the practice squad.
I would think
that could
so.
be one of
I
those
would
guys.
think so.
If he's nicked up at all, they're already only going with 3 tight ends on the active roster. They'll bring a guy up.
Front 7, I'm very happy with the front 7. Front 7 is going to be a beast.
And they're going to get tested. Jonathan Taylor is one of the top running backs.
That's leading into me. So let's look at this Colts football team. They've got Daniel Jones, who's he's a journeyman at this point. He came from the Giants.
Yeah.
This is going to be his first shot there. Anthony Richardson, who should have been the starting quarterback on this football team. They drafted him, what was he, a 4th pick in the draft?
4th pick 3 years ago. This year, 3. That's not
3
good.
Years ago, and now he spit the bit. And so now they got 2 guys that should be great starters that aren't. And they're having to mix that up. But the one thing they do, Jonathan Taylor, I think he had 1,400 yards, over 1,400 yards rushing last year. And
a big, strong guy.
And then you look on the other side, they got a pretty stout defensive front that this team's going to have to try to run against in this football game.
Bo, you got to get after him in the secondary. Xavien Howard, nothing against him.
No.
X-Men, one of the great Dolphin cornerbacks we've had, but he's at the end of his career. He's starting at cornerback. You
how much
guys
is
go out that
so? How much want is there in Xavien? I know he wants to get paid. How much does he want to play?
Well, he'll want to play well against the Dolphins
guys,
for
no
sure.
doubt,
but then all bets are off. But hey man, this game is set. It's indoors. Everything's perfect for the speed of this Dolphins team. I am not worried about the front 7, and I really trust Anthony Weaver as defensive coordinator
no doubt.
Great schemes.
No doubt. Hey, there's one thing I'm not concerned about. It's Ed Morse, Sawgrass Auto Mall. I mean,
never.
Those are our guys there. Look, I just got this Cadillac Lyric, and I'm telling you, Joe, it's become my favorite car. I mean, it's
a great looking car.
Comfortable.
No, it's nice.
You drive now. I got the little plug-in. I forget to plug it in every now and then. And 2 times I've already driven into a gas station and forgot that it was it. But I know you got the Tahoe.
I'm a Buick family.
Got the Buick.
They
got GMC.
Yeah.
And a guy like Chris Atkins in there running the show.
Teddy.
What more?
Teddy went Dolphins' biggest fan. Nobody. There's not another car owner in this town that takes losses
there's 3 guys,
harder than that guy.
There's 3 guys that I know take them really hard. Me, you, and Teddy Morris. That's it. All right. Hey, that's going to do it for our preview. We'll continue to do this each and every week. Hope we have a good game, and hope we were talking about a win next time. See you later.